Hey guys. So as you can see, I have built a cat as requested by one of my viewers who I will link in the description. Um so this is actually I'm very proud of this build because oh, I need to fix that. Let me do that real quick. Hang on. Get I Nope. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Oh goodness. Okay, that's how I had it before. Now can I tilt it like this? Sorry for the distraction, guys. Down, forward. No. You know, I think I'm just gonna have to stick with it there. Anyway, I built a cat, and the cool thing about this build is that it is not super expensive and it uses mostly items that are available year round. There's only one item in this that you'll have to just trade for because fortunately you can trade for it. It is actually an item you can wear. So let's start. The first thing I put down was the paws, the front paws. And I do recommend, I mean, you could do this just directly on the floor and just have the ends sticking into the floor and just have straight legs. But I built it on the edge of the laundry machine. I thought that would be really cute. So you could build this on a shelf, for example, or a table or a couch or whatever you wanted, really. But the front legs are fluffy, cozy cloud handles in toggle 1. I did not change the size of them. Obviously, if you wanted to build like a kitten or you wanted to make this a little more realistically sized, you could size these down a bit. But this is the size I decided to stick with for now. Next up, I actually placed the body. The body is a beauty blender, so makeup sponge. Sorry. And I basically placed it down on the flat surface next to the cat and then rotated it so that it was like this. So you want to have the pointy part sticking out where the head's going to be, and make it a lot bigger, obviously, as big as you want the body to be. And you're just going to place it over the front paws like so. Next, I put the back legs down. These are also fuzzy cozy cloud handles. They're in a different position though. They're laying on their side like this. And then I just laid them down and pressed them into the sides of the body to get that look. Now the tail, oh, you know what? There's 2 items you need to trade for, and this one might be a bit expensive. However, you can completely get away with using cloud handles or other items for this if you don't have the fabulous fur boa. But as you can see, it's like this. And if I had actually built this closer to the edge here, or if I'd started with the tail, I could have the tail hanging over the edge as well. That would be pretty cute, but I didn't, so it's just sticking into the washing machine, and that's fine. It looks fine that way. Oh, there goes my frog clock like I was talking about in my frog video. All right, so trade for this or use fuzzy, cozy cloud handles. Now, next, you're going to want to trade for the TTYL earrings if you don't have them or if you've already used them in your dorm, because they have this toggle where you just get a singular puff ball. It's toggle 7. I sized it up until it was the size I wanted the head to be and moved it into position over the beauty blender. And you can see they're just kind of connected right there. Let's see. Next, I put the ears on. Now, with the ears, you could save a little time and money and stuff here. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry about that Discord noise. Hold on, I forgot to turn on streamer mode. There we go. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, the ears, these are also makeup sponges, and you can color these however you like. Do the back of the ears first. I actually didn't resize the sponge at all for this, but, you know, resize accordingly. And then the front of the ears are also beauty blenders. You could do this a couple different ways, but honestly, the makeup blender sponges are one of the most useful items when you're building dorms, especially when you're building things like this and the frog. So these I just colored a dusty pink, and I sort of placed them in front of the actual ear. And it's not fully in front. You can see how it's slightly inside of the ear. So that way it sort of comes together, if that makes sense. Now, for the face, I recommend starting with the eyes. I used shiny vanity handles. You could use a few different things, but I think this is probably the best thing you could use. You could also use buttons, I suppose, but that would look less real. Not that this looks real, it's very cartoony, but you know what I mean. So what I did for that was I actually placed the handle on the wall behind the cat, and then I moved it to where I needed it so that that way it would be completely straight. Because if you try to place it directly on the TTYL earring, pretty much any of the items that are attached to the TTYL earring, the entire face, the whiskers, and the ears, place those somewhere else and then move them into position with the remote. Because the TTYL earring is very bumpy, and if you try to place things directly on it, say this button, for example. Well, you can't really see what I'm doing. Hang on. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me move the remote for a sec. So oops, not that. Wanted the button. Okay, the button, if I place it there, it's like, it's flat, right? But if I place it like down here, it's at a weird angle because of like all the lumps and bumps and it just being round. So to get things to line up better, it's just easier to place them on your surface next to the cat or on the wall behind. And then move them into position with the remote. Next, for the mouth, I'm going into first person for this so you can really see. These are 2 small beauty blenders. I shrunk them down and just tilted them and placed them so that they made a little droopy mouth. And then I placed a candy heart decor handle on top. And that's the nose, and I made it the same color as the inside of the ears. The color I used, it's not going to show here, is it? Oh boy. Let's see. Infinite colors. There we go. So here's the color code if you really want to copy the exact color, but I pretty much just selected a light pink, and I took it from up here and dragged it down towards the gray and lightened it up a bit to make it a little more desaturated, so it's not as intense and cartoony looking. Finally, the whiskers. These are actually colored pencils that I took and I sized down quite a bit. And as you can see, this one's tilted at an angle. And this one is totally flat. Now, you could do 3 whiskers on either side if you wanted to. I just did 2. It gets the point across. Sorry. So yeah, I just placed the pencils on here, rotated them as needed, and then moved them into position. And that pretty much does it. It only took me maybe 10-15 minutes to build this, and I was actually figuring it out along the way. I do want to give credit to Azor, who I will link to, for helping me out on this, as well as Bones. Both of them offered me suggestions for things that helped a lot. Well, maybe not so much Bones, because I ended up doing the body differently, but oh well. I'll still credit her anyway for trying to help. But yeah, one thing I wanted to mention is you could add a collar to your cat if you wanted to in a variety of ways. I'm going to, try first. I'm going to put the button on toggle 6 so it doesn't have the handle part underneath. Size this up quite a bit. Tilt it like that. And if I can move it into the correct position and make it the right size, well, that's too far back. I also need to tilt it more. There we go. Like that. Maybe size it down just a little so it's not quite so bad. But then I'll just make it bright pink or something. And that way you have a collar. And you could even, if you really, really wanted to get detail, you could add a tag to the collar. I did this for my dog in my actual dorm. I added a tag to his collar that says his name using a custom decal. But, if you aren't able to make your own decal for this, I do take commissions, but I understand not everybody wants to buy them or can afford them. So I'm going to put this in toggle 8. I'm going to color it entirely. Let's see. I'm just going to go with a metallic pattern. So I'll go with this gold that I tend to use nowadays. And I will size this way, 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 way down. Like as small as I can get it, pretty much. And then you move this until you can line it up with the collar in front of the cat. So give me a moment here. And yeah, that maybe can I make it a little smaller? Oh no. That's the limit. So you can only make things so small, which can be frustrating at times, but yeah, I'll just move this down like that. And it needs to move backwards a little and probably be tilted like that so that it doesn't clip into the body too much. And no, the cat has a collar and tag. So this is a fairly simple build, I think. I mean, it's a little complex, but given the results you get, I think it's quite good. Let me see if hold on, toggle 6. Okay, I want to put a pattern on this just for the heck of it. Let's try. Oh, I didn't know there were new patterns. Well, I think I knew, I just didn't really look at them. Use custom. How about this stripy one? Yeah, that's cute. Okay. All right. So as far as the decal goes, I forgot to mention that. Sorry. The decal, it's right here. Once again, I'll put this in the description. 175H27 22973. I'm gonna copy that to my little my little notepad so I can remember it later. But yeah, that is one way to build a cat. And there's a lot of different ways you could do this, different items you could use. You could even use a beauty blender for the head if you can't get a hold of TTYL earrings, but they're pretty easy to find and they're going for about 5K right now, which isn't all that bad. So that's that's it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye!